start with this. No, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have read nothing. I have not read, and I never read the documents before I come on and talk to you guys. I want to read them with you guys first and foremost. But what I will say is I don't care what it says. Because to me, this picture right here, is all that matters to me. Do you see how happy he is? You see Mama 2K crying of joy? That means whatever happened inside of that courtroom is right here. That's all I care about. I don't care what, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read the court docs, okay? Don't get it wrong. I'm going to read it for you guys. But this right here tells me everything I need to know. To me, this is a W for W. Okay, regardless of what they say. Black, thank you, love. It's a win for Baby W, absolutely. Hello, 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 everybody. All right, everyone's rolling on in here. Black is spoiling me today. Thank you, Rhonda. Yes, confetti for W. I will say I did see the video of why did her name just Bree and Ruby and whoever doing the confetti on the side of the road at the courthouse. Now that was tacky. Only because they didn't clean it up. You guys, thank you so much. You guys know you guys never ever ever have to. Oh my gosh. Joe, thank you with the fruit. You guys never have to give me. I do appreciate it though. I do appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, someone had said that too. That they said no, they're not cleaning it up. And I'm like, the disrespect. Okay, so let me go in. Let me pull it open, and then we will read it all together. I will read the one without the watermark. Who was that sent that? Sammy, you in here? I have not read a word, guys. I've not read a word. We're just getting started. I just got on, love. We have not read a word. A word. I can't answer any questions because I haven't read it yet. I don't read it before I come on. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? It's great to see you guys too. All right. All right, so this is the minute order. Now, you guys, the minute order is different than the orders that we're going to get that are going to be a lot more detailed. It's not the transcript. We're not getting verbatim word for word. We're just getting basically the bare minimum of just what the order says today. So it says, nature of proceedings, RE, move away request, and DVRO by petitioner, filed by petitioner. The following parties are present for the aforementioned proceeding, which is John Bree and the attorneys. This matter is called for hearing. The petitioner is sworn and testifies. Petitioner's request for DVRO is granted. So we're going to stop right there for just a second. I'm going to break it down. The DVRO is granted, which means Bree cannot get any custody. She can only get visitation. Okay? So she can't have, there's no sole physical, legal, or, did I say physical? Yeah, physical or legal custody. She will get none of that. Only visitation. Because the DVRO is granted. Okay. And he did get it as a permanent. Yeah, the medical is then the legal. The court orders a permanent RO for a period of 1 year. Oh. Remember I was telling you guys how I can't see it being permanent. Here, permanent is like lifetime. It's for 1 year. So for 1 year, things will stay status quo. Restraining order is to expire August 27th of 2026. So that gives her 1 year to truly get her shit together. Now, she didn't do it in the 6 months. Remember, she put it in reverse. Oh, hold on. Unless she overcomes the Family Code 3044 presumptions. Then can she get it done earlier or no? Is that what you mean, lawyer? I love when lawyers here. But hopefully this means that she'll get her shit together. Oh, listen, lawyer knows he always has a red carpet. He can always come up if he wants to. But hopefully she works on herself instead of like last time. You know. Okay, let me see. No CLETS report was available to review. What is that, lawyer? I'm just starting. I haven't read anything. I'm literally just starting. All it says is that the DVRO is granted. But I don't know what a CLETS is. Let's see if he knows. Restraining order after hearing order of protection is signed by the court and filed. Okay. Then she can get joint legal and physical custody if she can jump through the hoops. So if she wants, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens if she wants to. Maybe this was enough. Oh, CLETS California Law Enforcement Technology System. Oh, okay. A wealth of knowledge. Yeah, we will see. Okay. So restraining order after hearing the order of protection is signed by the court and filed. Oh, Shelby's coming up. Hey, Shelbs.
I just wanted to say hi and see your face.
Well, hi, love. I'm just now starting to read.
Okay, go ahead. If you want me to drop, I'll drop. I just wanted to say it's a good day to be alive.
Listen. This is exactly what I told my chat. I said I haven't read it yet, and I will because of them. But this is all I needed to see was this right here. To me, this told me everything I needed to hear was this picture right here of 2K and Mama 2K. So
well, when you start reading the documents, they're not long. I mean, it's a page and a half, and it's very cut and dry. The minute order hasn't come, like the long detailed stuff hasn't come out yet. But
yeah, no, that will take a little bit of time. Okay, let's keep reading then. Okay. Let me turn this way so I can see my old ass. Shut up, Shelby.
Okay, I'm gonna drop. All
right, love. I'll see ya. Okay, the protected person and the restrained person were at the hearing and agreed in writing to this order. No other proof of service is needed. Honey, you guys, lawyer he is more than welcome to come up. He knows that he just has to request and he can come up. So it's not that I'm saying he can't come up. He is absolutely welcome to come up. Okay, so I'm gonna read that part again. Because remember I told you guys on Tuesday, I said, oh, that's funny that it says service not needed or not necessary because she was there. So I'm going to read it one more time. The protected person, John, and the restrained person, Bree, were at the hearing and agreed in writing to this order. No other proof of service is needed. Petitioner is granted, so John is granted sole legal custody of the minor child, W. Petitioner is to have primary physical custody of W. Respondent, Bree, is to have visitation with minor child in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties for the first month. Visits are to be up to 1 week long per month. Respondent's friend Santos is not to be present during the visits. Who was in my chat yesterday telling me that I was crazy, that there's no way that the court, we'll go over to you, that the court said there's no way the court can say that he cannot be there. No court would say that. And I said, yes, I'm going to read, whoever that was, I'm going to read this for you one more time. Respondent's friend Santos is not to be present during the visits. Respondent is ordered to provide to John the location where she will exercise her visits. Respondent is ordered to take 12 weeks of parenting class and provide proof of completion to the court. You guys, what have I said? What have I said for the longest time? All I wanted her to do was to take an age-appropriate parenting class. That will help her so much. I just wanted her to take an age-appropriate parenting class. Okay, and then page 2. Counsel and parties are ordered to meet and confer regarding visitation prior to the continued hearing. The court sets a case for RFO custody visitation for January 6th at 8:30 in Department 2C. Oh, AA Law Talk is in here? Girl, where are you? Where you been? Come on up if you want to. It doesn't say if they are online or in person. Hopefully in person. So, I think that is... Oh. My friend!
Hello.
Oh, how are you?
Good. How are you? I've been so crazy with my own cases the last few months, but I've been watching you.
I know. I kept telling them. I was like, you guys remember she said she was going to be crazy busy. Until
I got really real bonkers here the last few weeks.
Oh.
So, but I'm here if you have any questions or if I have not looked at this. I'm just making dinner and listening, but I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it again because a lot more people come in, and so I'm gonna read it again, and then feel free. For those of you guys that are new to us, AA Law Talk is a friend of the show, and she is a practicing family law attorney in California. So she is very well versed on all of this stuff that's going on, and so she will be able to answer all of your guys' questions. I am going to read it again. I'm going to say one more time. I'm going to say, to me, the only thing that mattered to me was this. The happiness and the looks on their face. This is what mattered. In custody or in a custody court, guys, there's really, unless there's major, essay, violence, whatever going on, there's really not a winner, right? Because a child needs both parents if it's the best situation. So I'm going to read this one more time, and then AA is here, and she can answer all of your guys' questions. Okay? Let me turn this off.
Well, as much as I can, yes.
Right.
I mean, some of it may need the full order.
Yeah. How long does that? Isn't that just a couple days, right, before that comes out?
Well, it just depends. It depends on this minute order should say which attorney should draft the order and then submit it, but it just kind of depends. And then it depends if there's any form of order hearings or anything like that. So.
Okay, well, let's see. We're going to read it again for all those you guys that just came in. So the nature of proceedings are a move-away request and restraining orders filed by petitioner. The following parties are present for the aforementioned proceeding, which is John Bree and their attorneys. The matter is called for hearing. The petitioner is sworn in and testifies. Petitioner's request for DVRO is granted. The court orders a permanent restraining order for a period of 1 year. Restraining order is to expire August 27th of 26. Now, this whole time, I've been thinking, because here a permanent is a permanent order, right? I've been saying this whole time, I'm like, I can't see him getting a permanent one. Maybe one for a year or two, but not permanent. Like I had to show a lot to get a permanent. I didn't realize that it was just a year is what they were considering permanent.
Yeah, well, what that means, so in Oregon, there are also permanent stalking and harassment orders, which are lifelong. But here it just means that it's no longer in a temporary status. In other words, the court heard all of the evidence, and based on all of the evidence, it is now decided that it is reasonable to have a domestic violence restraining order My understanding is that the only protected party, though, is John, but it's possible if when you read on that it may provide some more clarity. But yeah, so
A DVRO is a domestic violence restraining order. Okay, so the next, and a lawyer investor's in here, and so he explained to us what this is. It says no cleats report was available to review. And then it says restraining order after hearing order of protection, in quotes, is signed by the court and filed. Then it says the protected person and the restrained person were at the hearing and agreed in writing to this order, so no other proof of service is needed, meaning later on she can say, well, I didn't know that I couldn't take him out of Texas, because she got it, she was there. Then it says petitioner is granted sole legal custody of the minor child, and petitioner is to have primary physical custody of the minor.
I will say that actually surprises me. I will be interested to see the transcripts of all of that. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear me cooking, but anyway, I'll be interested to see the transcripts on that, because that surprises me. But good for John.
Well, I was shocked too, because I thought, I mean, typically, right, like at least the legal custody is usually split at 50-50, right? But when I was reading the transcript from the original order in October of 24, it says in there that if a DVRO is granted, that the other parent cannot have physical or legal custody of the child. So
no, they can. It's just a factor that it can be rebutted. So in other words, like the presumption of 50-50 can be rebutted with the DVRO, which it sounds like they did, and it sounds like it was granted. It will be an extreme uphill battle for her to ever get back joint legal custody. She'd have to prove a change of circumstances, and I just don't see that ever changing. So it seems to me like that is very permanent.
yeah.
Unless there's something serious happens down the road, which I don't foresee happening. So
Yeah. Okay, let me see. So then the next one says respondent, so that's Bree, is to have visitation with the minor child in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties for the first month. So that would be, because right now there's no visitation scheduled. So they're talking, when they say that, I'm assuming they're talking about in September. And it says visits are up to 1 week long per month. So she has a solid week a month, just like she's been having. She just hasn't really fulfilled it all. Respondent's friend Santos is not to be present during the visits.
oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
That's
which
good.
means she would have to go a week without Santos. We know thus far she has not been able to do that. Right? Let me see. And then respondent is ordered to provide the petitioner the location of where she will exercise her visits, and respondent is ordered to take 12 weeks of parenting class and provide proof of completion to the court. Between the Santos and that was things I was most excited about. Then it says counsel and parties are ordered to meet and confer regarding visitation prior to continued hearing. Court sets the case for RFO custody visitation on January 6th. So we're not done yet. We still have more to go.
So it sounds like maybe then the custody was temporary as it relates to the DVRO.
Yeah.
So it's being done through the restraining order.
Yeah, that's kind of how at least how I took it as well.
Yes.
And they'll have to figure out the visitation moving forward.
No, she cannot. It doesn't seem. Well, is there more? Sorry, it just the question is can she take him to California?
No, she cannot. It
She
says
cannot. Yeah.
yeah, it says Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties. Because she's from Corpus Christi, so I don't know how far that is from Dallas, but I know she probably brought up the fact that her family's in Corpus Christi. Can she take them to Corpus Christi instead of just Dallas? So she can have him for up to a week. Santos cannot be around we'll have to see depending on how that is. It does not say. It does not say an amount of time. So reading this, I'm assuming she can have him for 7 days, like overnight. Or it does not say.
Yeah, it's a week. It's a week that includes overnights, and it doesn't seem like it's supervised at all.
Yeah,
So
not
unsupervised.
supervised.
Yeah.
And you guys, okay. So for the ones too, I do want to talk about this. Going on the opposite side, I told you guys before when this first happened, I am not a fan of supervised visits at all. That's not good for anybody. Now, when they're needed, absolutely. So I'm assuming her and John came up with an agreement and thought this is not benefiting anyone. Remember, he has to drop his child off with some random stranger every day for 5 or 7 days for him to go for a couple hours and then pick him up from a random stranger. It's just not, that's just not good for the child. And again, I'm assuming she'll stream everything. He'll get to see. If all of the visitations went good during that time, let's just hope and pray that she's learned her lesson and she'll be a better hands-on parent and won't need the supervised visits. Maybe I'm just giving her too much grace, but I would like for that to happen.
I would think that the restraining order will address the streaming. But it may not, but I would assume that it would, especially since it seemed to me as I was watching clips that was actually at issue during the entire trial as well.
Right.
So I'm assuming
that flew by fast. Oh, be kind. Be kind. Bree will say a lot of things, and unfortunately, some of that stuff is going to be. Be kind said that Bree is saying that she gets to have him for 2 months in California. Bree says a lot of things that is not. That's maybe more so her thought, her wish, trolling. I don't know what it is. That's not true. She's not gonna be able to have him in California at all. But yeah, Bree says a lot of stuff. Yeah,
was that the entire minute order?
That was it.
Oh, wow. When's their next hearing? Does anybody know? Or does it say on that minute order?
January 6th.
Oh, that's where she's getting the 3 months from, I think, guys. I mean, that's more than 3 months from now. Well, is it September, October, November, December?
September, October, November, December, January. We got 5 months. When was it? Yeah, January 6th, 2026 is their next. And that one is for, it says the court has set the case for RFO custody visitation on January 6th.
Everybody's asking about California. She cannot go to California. She can only go to Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties. Now, that's a little vague. So again, that's another thing I assume they'll clean up when they submit their main order.
Carrie, it only says the first month because right now there's no visitation on the list for her scheduled for September. So they're saying the first month. So the month of September, she will be able to have her 1 week visitation, and then the attorneys will probably come together and write up whatever it is that her visitation and all the other pieces that AA was just talking about. They'll write them up and get them submitted. Why does it say only in Texas for 1 month? Again, they're only addressing just September until the rest of the stuff is put in. She's saying 3 months.
So sorry.
No, you're fine.
That part. It says for 1 month?
Yeah, it says, it says for the first month. Hold on, let me see. It says respondent is to have visitation with the minor child in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties for the first month. Visits are to be up to 1 week long per month. And then it goes on to where Santos is not welcome, etc.
That doesn't make any. It seems like the court forgot a big chunk because usually what it will say is for the first month they're only to be for 1 week in Texas. Then for the second month they could be to 2 weeks in Texas. You know what I mean? It seems like there's something missing, but
I feel like almost in every minute order there's been something missing. But I truly think it's because they only had visitation for her set up through August. So September there was no visitation schedule set up for her at all. So that's why I'm assuming that's going to give her that time in in September to make sure she has her visitation then. I mean, I don't know. And then the attorneys will have time to talk. What if she gets caught with Santos?
I don't. It doesn't. They would have to do contempt, but she doesn't want to do that. Like I mean, I don't know if she's watching or not, but she does not want to do that. It would have to go through a contempt action though. But
What do you mean I'm not reading the rest? I've read the whole thing 4 times.
people are also asking what an RFO is. An RFO is a request for order. So in California, that's how you start. You know, that's how you ask the court to make an order. So right now, the custody and parenting time is being ordered through the restraining order. And then the request for orders, which is for where John is asking for sole legal custody for, ever, will, it sounds like, be in January.
Yeah. You guys, I read both pages. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to read everything again. I'm going to read both pages. The second page literally has 2 lines. But I'm going to read it again because I don't want anyone to be like, oh no, she left anything out because she's siding with one person or the other. I read the whole thing. I'm going to read it again for everyone just coming in, okay? Nature of proceedings. RE, move away request and restraining orders filed by petitioner. The following parties are present for the aforementioned proceedings: John, Bree, and both their attorneys. The matter is called to hearing. The petitioner, John, is sworn in and testified. Petitioner, John, request for a domestic violence restraining order is granted. The court orders a permanent restraining order for a period of 1 year. Restraining order is to expire on August 27th of 26. No CLEATS report was available to review. Restraining order after hearing, which is an order of protection, is signed by the court and filed. The protected person, John, and the restrained person, Bree, were at the hearing and signed in writing to this order. No other proof of service is needed. They both know, they both have a proof of service. They know that there's a DVRO. They know what that limits. Petitioner, John, is granted sole legal custody of the minor child. Petitioner is to have primary physical custody of W. Respondent is to have visitation with the minor child in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties for the first month. Visits are to be up to 1 week long per month. Respondent's friend Santos is to not be present during the visits. Respondent is ordered to provide to petitioner the location where she will exercise her visits. Respondent is ordered to take 12 weeks of parenting classes and provide proof of completion of the court. That is the end of page 1. Page 2. Counsel and parties are ordered to meet and confer regarding visitation prior to the continued hearing. Because I said above that they were only doing it for 1 month, which was September, because there's no other order going. So both attorneys are going to meet to get together figure out the rest of the parenting order. The court sets the case for an RFO for custody, visit, and visitation on January 6, 2026. That is the end of the order. I did not miss a word. I said every single word on this piece of paper. People are saying new.
Yeah, now about the first, for the first month.
Casey, thank you.
So for the first month, they're saying the court has ordered the 1 week in Texas, and it sounds like possibly the attorneys will agree on what should happen moving forward.
Okay.
So the parenting time will change once the original or once the main order gets submitted.
He did not request child support. If I will double check and see if it was sent to me. Hold on. If there's anything new, it'll be sent to me. Hold on. I don't have anything new besides what I got right there. No,
I could probably
not
look it up.
visits. Yeah, the parenting classes, you guys, that's what I'm most excited about.
I'm gonna go in my office really quick and I'll look up if there's anything else on the docket.
Well, Heather, they can't, they won't just order it just because. I mean, it would be nice, but he hasn't requested it this time. No worries, Michelle. Shelby's reading it. Okay.
I see everyone saying there's a new order. Hold on,
Yeah.
I just got to my.
If there is AA Law Talk, she'll know. She'll help us out. And does she have
to log in?
It doesn't. No, because it's the classes are 12 weeks, love. So she doesn't have to do them before because she will have visitation in September.
I don't think there's any first right of refusal. Somebody asked about first right of refusal. That's too complicated for these people right now.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be offensive, but they're.
Well, can you imagine how the only one that would really have first right of refusal that would pertain to would be John in a sense, right? Since he's been for 3 weeks. Can you imagine having to ask her from LA, can you come here to watch him for me to do, you know what I'm saying? And if she needs a babysitter during the 7 days that she has him, not like she has him, but that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know.
We've seen crazier things.
I think she meant the visits will be moved to LA. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know.
All right, let me see here.
I just don't see it happening. That's my thing.
My gosh.
Is the 7 days without Santos. You said, "Oh my gosh!" Oh my gosh!
Oh, sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I should not have said that out loud. I mean, I was thinking, "Oh my gosh!" It's been a long time since I pulled up this case, so I'm sorry. Oh, I should not have said that.
You're good. I'm assuming she's gonna have to pay for her own travel. Yeah, you guys have to remember Bree says a lot of things. I always say, unless we hear from 2K or we read it from a court doc, take what you hear from with a grain of salt. Yeah, simple. Realize.
Oh my gosh, there's so many documents.
Yeah. How will John know if Santos is up? That's the thing, is, well, one, Santos is completely unable to control himself, which is why I said at the beginning of the court here, remember I said, Bree, I know you watch me. So if you listen to, the only thing you listen to me, listen to this. Do not take Santos to court because he is absolutely unable to control himself, right? It'll be the same thing. If he's there, Santos will not be able to control himself to not leak that he's there around W. He's gonna find a way to, like, oh, this is really gonna suck it to John. Let me post a picture on my Snap or something, whatever, Yeah, he'll accidentally slip up and say, I agree. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many documents. Okay,
Yeah,
let's see.
Does Ruby have? Oh, I don't know if she does or not. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing in there that says that they can or cannot post, so I'm assuming they can, unless it's written in the DVRO that they got. You guys, we didn't get the DVRO what the limits are. So if it's in there, they know.
Oh man. It's not letting me pull the documents down for some reason.
It's like, we know you're on there with Angie. Absolutely. Denied.
Well, it seems like maybe there's a lot of people pulling them right now. I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
Probably. Okay, so what happens if Bree starts talking about John again, and they find out Santos is around? Then John's attorney will file a motion or a contempt, like they've been doing. I mean, now it's very likely because that's been happening his entire life, W's entire life. I truly do hope that Bree has grown and learned, and I hope that she does not continue to make the same mistake. But if she does, there is if she does, then there's something that can be done about that, and then she will really lose custody. So
Wait, I only see one order that was entered today, though. I don't know why everybody's saying there's another order.
people like to come in and just sometimes just say things just to throw me off of what it is I'm doing, which is why typically I ignore. I always tell people, listen, I'm in no rush. When it gets to me, it gets to me. That's when I'll read it and go over it. Somebody could be reading. They were saying that Shelby was reading it. I'm sure Shelby would have sent it to me if he had it. Shelby could be reading a past order to compare the two. Who knows? We don't know. Bree doesn't even think she's wrong, so she didn't learn. I know. I just keep thinking maybe these classes will work. Like I keep saying, I just hope that maybe taking an age-appropriate parenting class will help. And the reason why, one of the main reasons why I say that is when we were reading the the visitation orders, he was 14 months old and she was wanting to give him a bottle every time he fussed. That's not something we do for a 14-month-old when they fuss. They don't get a bottle every time. Maybe as a baby, yeah. But she just needs to take an age-appropriate parenting class. And so I'm so thankful that she is. And if in fact she's pregnant, it'll help with the second one too, and they'll go over introducing a new baby to to the older child, the whole nine. We can't just always speculate that Bree is intentionally thank you, love, all of the time. We can't speculate that, but history has shown that when it comes to her court case, 99% of the time what she says is not factual. And I tell everybody, until you read it from a court doc, that's when you'll know it's true. That's why I typically don't ever talk about stuff until I can read it from a court doc, because I don't like any misinformation coming from over here.
I think what people are seeing is that, yes, it looks like
No.
2K's attorney filed a restraining order form after hearing, but it's not signed. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it says that in here. It says that in the minute order.
Yeah.
That would be done. It says,
I mean, there may be some more specifics on there, but it's not signed by a judge yet.
yeah, it says restraining order after hearing, in parentheses, order of protection is signed by court and filed. It means it says after hearing. I'm assuming maybe it was going to be done after the hearing. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I can't see it on here.
Yeah.
It just looks like they filed one to be signed, but I don't know. Sometimes courts are paper pushers, so it may take a minute.
Oh thank God it's raining. Did you take accountability for anything, you guys? We will never know, and well, not that we won't know. We won't know until we get the transcripts. What I will say is, in almost every single minute order, the only person testifying has been John. She testified one time. So I don't know if this was a thing like last time of when it was her time to go up and testify, that it was like, okay, this is the deal. And again, let's not forget, you guys, this is what John has wanted. John has wanted her to be a part of her child's life. John has wanted for her to be able to have visitation with the child in a safe manner, not having Santos around, because like we talked about yesterday, If anybody ever threatened your child even one time to do something harmful or disrespectful or whatever, why would anybody ever want that person, or even if they thought they were joking, why would you ever want that person around? I would never want that person around. So I don't think Santos is ever should be around that child ever. I think this was what was best for all. Right, too. And again, the picture that I showed of 2K and Mama 2K, to me, says it all. They're happy. They know what's best for Baby W more than anybody. So I'm happy. Will it be considered third party if Santos goes live running his mouth negatively about 2K? I don't think so. I mean,
that's up to a court to decide. Yeah, I don't know. That would be tough. The court can't restrain him,
right?
But there would have to be proof that she wanted him to do that. You know what I mean? Like, she would have to say, "Hey, go on live and say this." You know,
or you'd have to come on and be like, "Bree wants me to say that 2K is blah blah blah, whatever." You know, he can talk all he wants to. It may end up they may end up having to file an RO against him, but at this time there is not one, so he can do whatever. Is it going to help the case in the end of him ever getting to be able to be around W? No. So he should think about it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem for her. If she's pregnant, I understand she's pregnant. I don't know much about it. Like I said, I've been sort of preoccupied, but she's pregnant, right? With Santos' baby?
I mean, she says she is. I don't know. I don't
allegedly.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, because at like 4 or 5 weeks, she was saying that she, excuse me, she showed some ultrasound where they were doing an ultrasound on her tummy, not transvaginal, and was able to see the baby so perfectly. We can't do that at 4 or 5 weeks. Talking about, oh, it's it's a girl. There's a heartbeat. That's
at 4 weeks. There's no way.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
What?
So yeah, and so then she was like, "Oh, I'm like 8 weeks along," and so she did this like over the counter like gender reveal thing to see. Then she went into another ultrasound place, but it kind of some people had shown like the name was spelled wrong, which that could be a simple error. But it did show it showed like a time of when the video played. And right when it got to the end of that time, he did pan away. So there were some things that make it questionable. And again, I noticed that one was on stomach. And that was when they said she was 6 weeks in 1 day. So who knows? Who knows? Again, with her, when I see her with a bare, big, pregnant, tummy, then I'll know.
I do see a lot of questions about like residency and where he'll live, and so those are kind of really complicated legal concepts. I don't think it really matters that much, to be honest. But there's the UCCJEA, which is what sort of that's the laws that kind of govern residency, and I also saw that somebody said 2K or one of his friends said something like Texas will be a good home state. It just hasn't been determined by the court yet, but I'm sure it will be ultimately. But right now, though, California is his home state, but just by operation of law. But that doesn't mean that he lives here. You know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, I'm in California, but it doesn't mean that he lives in California.
Right. It's just right now, it's just the home state because that's where he was born and that's where
it's just a legal concept. Yeah. It's what gives the LA court the ability to enter an order.
Carrie asked, maybe this is going for you. Carrie asked, how does she get unsupervised visits with the DVRO granted?
That happens all the time, actually. All the time. I don't think that there was any evidence that she abused Winter presented. Now, we don't need to get into the whole situation about within that house with the baby and all of that. But I think that the evidence was shown that her and 2K are like fire and ice, and they fight, and they are, she's the instigator, obviously. Well, I shouldn't say obviously, but that's what a restraining order essentially says, that she's instigating domestic violence. And so it's not necessarily done to the baby, whether you agree or disagree. The protected party, I believe, is only, it may be that 2K's mom is also protected because I know he was asking for that. That's possible. I think that would be reasonable. I'm already surprised that it was granted, but I think since it was granted, I think it's reasonable to assume that his mom is a protected party as well, but I don't think Winter is a protected party.
I have to look at. For some reason, I feel like it was. Maybe it was just him and her. I'd have to go back and look at one of the finds I have. Let me do
Well,
that.
we'll have to see. That was temporary. We'll have to see what comes out, or what the restraining order actually says, like what it actually looks like.
No, Mrs. Scorpio, not now. There's no monitored visits now, so no, he can't. 2K can't tell her she can't use her phone during the visit. That's a rule of the.
What surprises me is no like supervised transitions. Like I would think that would be specified, or there's going to be I don't know, there's going to be some drop off language or something, I'm sure.
Yeah. Ooh, transcripts take a while, you guys. That's a lot for them to.
I don't know who's been getting the transcripts, actually. That kind of blows my mind. Those are not standard. Somebody has to be paying for them, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, they do.
They're really expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, and those take a while. Those take a while to get.
How does anybody know how people got those?
I have no idea. I'm sure somebody paid for them.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not kidding. They're expensive. And, California, like I practice in 2 states, and California doesn't use, for the record, which is the standard. Washington uses it, Oregon uses it. Most states use it, or at least something akin to it. And it's so nice because it's like $10 or $15, and you can order the audio and you can just listen to it.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, her lawyer submitted them as evidence. Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
great.
yeah, I mean, they're expensive. I mean, I want to say in LA, I may be wrong, but I want to say it's about $6.50 a page.
Yeah,
It could
they're
be
crazy. And it
more.
was 200. The one I just went over, which was the original DVRO in October, it was 233 pages.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Can you imagine paying
Um,
that amount of money? Like,
it might be reduced for her because I think I don't know if her fee waiver is still on file. I think it is. I know everybody gets surprised about that, but she does have a fee waiver on file. So,
yeah.
um, I think it was wise of 2K to not ask for child support. Um, Not that he doesn't deserve it, but I think that would have added another 5 days onto the case, because could you imagine trying to prove
I
how much she earns?
Yeah, I said the exact same thing. Everyone's like, why wouldn't he request child support? I'm like, I think right now, I think that was a very strategic move. Because A would have added the time they would have to go through, because of course she's claiming, she has no money. If you guys have noticed, she stopped posting on Snapchat. She's not posting really on anywhere. Everything is through the Santana or the family channel or whatever. So all of that money is very likely going into Santos's pocket, which is not the smartest thing, because I'm not sure that he would be one that I would just be trusting to not just up and disappear with all of the money, And is it that important for her to prove that she has no money? Anyway, I don't know. But that's why, because it will take a long time. They're probably going to have to call like a financial analyst to come in and go through her finances to see. I don't know.
It's probably a little bit strategic for him too, with regard to that, because so there's two ways to address child support. You could do it through this process. He could have gotten it right now, but he would have had to have evidence about his income also,
Mm-hmm.
as well as hers. And let's be real, they both kind of have under the table income. I don't think either one of them wants to be on the radar with what they earn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so we could have done it that way, which is the most ideal for getting the best child support order. But the state also has a process that he could just say, "Hey, I want child support. Here's our parenting time schedule." And if she doesn't exercise it, she could tell, or he could tell the Division of Child Support Services that she's not exercising it. So he has the baby 100% of the time. And
Mm-hmm.
then they will assess her income administratively. And, um, he would have to provide his proof of income to them as well. So, that's cheaper. It doesn't require his attorney. It probably would have cost him more to try to fight for it right now
Yeah.
um, than to do it through the Division of Child Support Services.
I mean, that makes that makes a lot of sense because, I mean, to this date, you guys, if we go back historically now, again, she could have grown, she could have made changes, we don't know. But just last visit, she was stating that she needed a 10-hour nap after just 2 hours, okay, with him. So there's that. But historically, she's never really ever kept him for her entire visit. So it's very likely that she may not even follow through with the visits, especially if she is pregnant and she continues to go farther along in her pregnancy. And, there's just as of right now, there's really not much of a bond there. It'll be interesting to see how things go. I want what's best for baby W, which is to have two happy, healthy, loving parents in the picture. So I'm going to continue to hope and pray that she does the best and she gets her shit together and can be a great mom. Let's just hope for that. But we don't know.
I'm surprised that there isn't a slower step up plan, just given her, and not even nothing to do with her parenting at all. So I have a separate opinion about that. But generally, when you have a young child who essentially doesn't have a relationship with a parent, um, usually it's a slower program. Usually it's
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, come to Texas, unsupervised, no overnights, but the whole day,
Right.
whatever it may be. And then, the next month you do two out of, five of the nights overnight.
Right.
But it
That's
seems to
usually
be,
how. Yeah, that's usually how it's done here as well.
yeah, yeah.
So it's crazy to go from, especially when the judge specifically told her at the last visit, you've been doing 4 hours a day for 5 of the 7 days. I want you doing 7 days, all 7 days, and I want you doing a minimum of 6 hours a day. You can do up to 10, but I want you doing at least 6 hours a day so you can really build that bond and we can see what we get. And she put it in reverse and she only did 2 hours a day for 5 days out of the 7. So to go from that to now you just get them 24/7, it blows my mind.
Yeah, it is
So
pretty.
we will see. It's again, that's hey, you never know.
I do have a feeling that it will not be the full week, but I don't want to foreshadow that. But I don't think. I think maybe she'll try and then it'll be cut short for some reason.
I fully agree to that it'll be cut short. She has said time and time again she struggles even that 2 hours to be away from Santos.
That's wild.
What
That's
is
so
she going to,
weird.
yeah, what is she going to do for a whole week? And she's also stated, how can I say this? That they can't go without having, the time. She said that they do it at least 3 times a day to keep, so she feels comfortable with him not, she feels like he won't cheat. And she said that last week she wasn't feeling the best because of her pregnancy, who knows, so they were only able to do it once or twice a day. And so she was like, I just hope he doesn't go out and I'm like, that thought process to me is crazy and mind-blowing. So what are you going to do for 7 days? Or will she choose just not to keep him overnight and only have him during the day? Because she can choose that as well. It seems like she just gets to choose. Andrew A, could they mean a month of visits? No, because I think it says for the first month, right? So September, she'll get him for that 1 week, because then both attorneys have to get together and set up visitation until they come back in January.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna get together. They're gonna submit a parenting time plan that they can agree on. I don't know that they'll be able to agree. That is wild. They must have agreed in court on something, honestly, because I cannot even imagine a judge being like, "Oh, these two parties who the attorneys have fought." I mean, the attorneys don't like each other either. So you have this like really high conflict case with these two attorneys who don't really like dealing with each other and are accusing each other of, you know, misrepresenting facts. Both of them have made those accusations against each other. For a
Their
judge to be
emails.
like, yeah, their emails are wild.
Yeah.
But it's like, to have a judge say that, I would think that they probably had to have agreed on something in court. People are asking about attorney's fees too. I mean, he could try to recover them. There's a method in which he could. I haven't looked at his original pleadings, but he would have had to put her on notice. However, it's not likely that they'll be granted. I mean, it's possible. I feel a little like my ego is a little bit down. I'm surprised that this DVRO was granted, not because I don't think that he deserved it, but just because it's a pretty high burden. So anyway, I don't know. I could be wrong, but generally speaking, we don't see attorney's fees granted.
Thank you, Micah. Question for you on that one. Do you think there's any possibility that Bree just agreed to the DVRO to get the unsupervised week visit? Could that have happened?
After 4 days of trial? No. I mean, if you're going, well, I mean, I don't know. It's possible. Anything is possible. But I honestly don't think so, because that impacts her. I mean, so a DVRO impacts you in many, many ways. There was the mention of the CLETS system. She's now in it. She's now in that system. So even once the restraining order expires, like, she's in the system. So if, her and Santos, if there's a call, she's going to pull up immediately in the system. If she tries to buy a pew pew, she pulls up in the system and can't. If she tries to get a regular job, which I don't think she will, but there's quite a bit of a impact with these, and so I don't think she would have agreed to it. It is possible, though, that the judge maybe gave maybe said, I am leaning more towards granting this, and so do you guys want to get together and agree on what this looks like? But I think it's more likely than not that they had, because it was 4 days of trial, right? Today was the fourth day. Wow. So it's unlikely that it was stipulated to after so long. And I mean, this trial alone probably cost them maybe 150 grand, 100 grand. Just this trial. That doesn't include anything else.
Dang.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so a lot of people are coming in asking for an update, so I'm going to read this one more time. I'll probably have to do it a couple times while we're live, just for those of you guys coming in. So those of you guys that are just coming in, AA Law Talk is a great friend of the channel. She is a practicing family law attorney in California, so it's always great to have her here. We have the minute order from today, so I'm going to go over and read to you exactly what it says. So if you hear anything different than what this says, then just refer back to this order, okay? It says nature of proceedings are a move away order request and restraining orders filed by petitioner. The following, thank you, Micah. It does not say that in this order. The following parties are present for the aforementioned proceedings: John, Bree, and their attorneys, besties. The matter is called for hearing. Petitioner, which is John, is sworn in and testified. Petitioner's request for a DVRO is granted. The court orders a permanent restraining order for a period of 1 year. Restraining order is to expire on August 27th of 2026. No cleats report was available to review. Restraining order after hearing. And then in parentheses it says order of protection is signed by the court and filed. The protected person and the restrained person, so John and Bree, were at the hearing and agreed in writing to this order. No other proof of service is needed. Bree cannot come back later and say, I didn't know, I had no idea. She got it, it was there. Petitioner, John, is granted sole legal custody of W. John is granted or is to have primary physical custody of W. Respondent, Bree, is to have visitation with the minor child in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties for the first month. Visits are to be up to 1 week long per month. Respondent's friend Santos is not to be present during the visits. Respondent is ordered to provide to petitioner the location where she will exercise her visits. Respondent is ordered to take a 12 weeks of parenting class and provide proof of completion to the court. Page 2. Counsel and parties are ordered to meet and confer regarding visitations prior to continued hearing. Because again, they only did visitation for September, so the two attorneys have to meet to do October, November, December. They meet, then they have court again in January. The court sets the case for RFO for custody and visitation January 6th at 8:30. So that is the minute order for today. So we are not done. So she will have unsupervised visitation up to a week. Now, again, you guys, at least the way I'm reading that, and AA will correct me if I'm wrong, is that means that she can still say, well, I want to have him for 2 hours, or I'm going to have him for 7 hours today and 3 hours tomorrow, or she can have him the whole 7 days as overnights.
And I also don't think that it needs to be consecutive. They may have some challenges here. Like she could say, oh, 3 weeks, now, and then 3 weeks, or not 3 weeks, I'm sorry, 3 days, the beginning of September, and then 3 days, middle of September.
Yeah, but that means she'd have to go back to Texas.
Yeah, it does. But I'm just, my point is that it's not clear.
Yeah, it's not.
And
I've noticed that with Texas orders, California orders, they're not very clear. At least for us language.
Yeah, they're not. They really want people to come to an agreement. Which is such a mess. I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's not. It's just, you're right. They are intentionally vague.
Yeah.
And that also, by the way, makes it extremely hard to even enforce. Right. So.
And I think with this could be, with the way that, she likes to play games, it could be this could turn into a bigger mess. Again, I'm staying optimistic. I'm going back to this right here. I'm going right back to this. This tells me everything I need to know. Look how happy they are. If they're happy, we have to be happy, right? They know Baby W more than anybody. If they're happy, we're happy. Well, I'm happy. I can't speak for y'all.
I mean, I don't think that, so if any of you guys follow family law stuff on TikTok or in general, or you guys have had your own experience, generally restraining orders set the precedence for the case. And I think initially that is why she agreed to, the baby being in Texas, because she knew that if the domestic violence restraining order was granted, it would set, the precedence for the case. So at that time, they agreed to drop both of their restraining orders. And, you know, and then obviously 2K refiled several. He refiled several, and you know, they were granted. So I don't see this going any other way. So they are rightfully celebrating.
Yeah, and I think it's great. I mean, now listen, I still disagree with the confetti because that's a mess. LA streets are messy enough. They didn't need to do all that. Make a big old mess. But
Did they
nonetheless,
do
I
that?
don't have
They
to clean
did.
it up.
They did confetti.
Yeah, they popped off confetti stuff outside, Brie and Ruby and them. And I'm like, that's just such a mess. Like, why do that? Like, do it at home. Like, when you get home and if you want to do it and celebrate, cute, do that. You know, it is a win to now be able to have unsupervised visits. I love that. I'm happy for her. I want her to have that. I want her to build a relationship with her child. I want her to be a great mom. I've said that from day one. I've always said that. I don't think she's earned it, you know, but I want her to have that. But just to make a mess for no reason, I don't like that.
Yeah. I do think, in terms of what you just said, that, and I know people hate me when I say this. Please don't hate me for saying this, but the problem that I see with John, and this is just super constructive, is that, and it's understandable, but judges do look at this information specifically to see how the trajectory of
Don't
this
block.
child's life will go. But the likelihood of him really tightening the reins because it's unsupervised is high.
Yeah.
And I get concerned that that would potentially impact the future of the case because he does do that, you know. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but the courts look at that and try to forward think about, you know, when the baby turns 10 and then 15 and then starts driving and then starts wanting to make their own decisions, you know. How is the parent going to facilitate the relationship with the other parent? And as much as she's given reason for him to not trust, for some reason, the family courts have not caught up with, or they've caught up with it, but they just don't care. They just don't seem to care that, you know, the concern is rightful. They want to see that you are doing everything possible to facilitate that relationship. And I do have concerns about him being able to do that. So I think that they both have some
they both need to be able to
proving to do.
Hold on, I want to respond to this comment really fast. First of all, your name is just Dot. So Dot says Angie must be happy Bree lost custody. 1, did you just get here? 2, Bree didn't lose custody. 3, I am happy that they finally have an order and Bree gets to have unsupervised visitation with her son. Did you eat with that comment? I'm so confused. Bree did not lose custody. I don't know what it is that you think that you were trying to do there, but it didn't go how you thought that was going to go. In a sense, I think when I'm thinking losing custody is you're not getting to see said child, right?
They're talking about legal custody. She did lose legal custody,
right?
But she gained unsupervised visits. So
So for her, that's a win. That's what she wants is visitation. You guys, she hasn't had, you know. We knew she was going to lose physical and. At least I did. I've always said I felt that she was going to lose physical and legal custody of the child. Typically 50 legal go, at least here goes 50-50 most of the times. But again, I've said from the very beginning, and people just don't like the truth, I think, that I've always wanted Bree to do better. I want her to get her shit together, get her life together, and be able to be there for baby W. I've said that in almost every single one of my lives, my videos. I say it over and over and over again. But I will also call her on her bullshit. Has she done right by the child? No, she has not.
Yeah, unequivocally no.
She has gone out of her way to make sure she absolutely breaks every single rule that is put out there for her. She's like, oh, she gave me a rule. I'll break it, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you guys wanted me to. And again, I have no stake in this game. Nothing. I don't know W. I don't know Bree. I don't know 2K. So not sure exactly, why if you want me to be happy or sad. I don't feel anything. I'm just thankful that the child is happy, healthy, and has two parents that are going to be in the child's life. So there you go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Bree doesn't do roles. That's the one thing though that I am curious about with, like if that video was played in front of the judge and what the judge's response was when she was like, "The fuck does this judge think they are telling me when I can and can't see my child? No judge can tell me what I can't." I'm like, oh, when I heard her saying that, I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, don't say that. Judges don't like that.
Well, and you know what's interesting too is that trials take so long, so they probably weren't even able to get through most of his evidence or hers, because they just take forever. You have objections and then breaks, and then, it just, they take forever. So who knows what the judge actually saw.
Yeah, you guys, the case is not over. It got extended out to January. Here, keep talking for just a second. I gotta go turn my AC off. All of a sudden, we went from 80 something degrees to now it's pouring down rain and chilly outside, so I got cold in here. So
my air conditioning is struggling to keep up. I think the week probably does have to be approved by 2K. The court just specified 1 week. Yeah, it is really hot here in California right now, and it's humid where I'm at. I'm like, what the heck?
Okay. Thank you. It's so funny. Mine's like, my AC is blowing like crazy at my daughter's house. Because I think I told you that I retired and moved to my daughter's property, right?
Yes. How's that going? I mean, I know everybody wants to hear about Bree, but how's that going?
No, it's good. I'm loving getting to spend, the time with the grandbaby. I would be lying if I didn't say I don't miss the hustle and bustle of work. When you go from being in a courtroom or, the courthouse, all of the time and doing cases and reading docs and just meeting with city council, like when you're in the hustle and bustle and putting out, your budgets and make sure that you're on and you're working with your clients too, all of that just stops.
Yeah, that's a bit.
And you just have a 1-year-old. Yeah, it's different. And I went from living at the heart of downtown, right? Mm-hmm. So it's also hustle and bustle. Like you go to sleep to the sounds of pew pews and we had 4 major hospitals right within a few mile radius of me. So sirens all the time to where now I'm out in, it's not really the country, but each house is on multiple acres. So there's just woods around and now I just get random hurt animals that show up at my doorstep that I'm constantly taking care of. It's just so quiet and peaceful out here. It's very odd. So, it is nice. But anyways, so, they have a very nice house. But this is the 3rd time since I've been out here that their AC has gone out.
Oh, no.
And they just spent a shit ton of money a few months ago getting the motherboard or whatever fixed. And then it just went out yesterday. And it's been like 90 degrees out here. But I'm over here in my little house. Just cool. It's 62 degrees and they're in there sweating like crazy. So yeah, it's been crazy.
It's going to be a party at your little abode.
Yeah, I've been keeping the grandkids down here with me because it's way too hot. I told them too, there's plenty of room. I'm like, you guys can come to listen. It's all your property. So, but no, they want to stay at their house. But the grands have been staying with me the last few nights because they come tomorrow to fix it. Okay,
Well,
enough about
hopefully
me.
they
We'll
fix
go
it.
back to the case.
I do have one thing that I think maybe people want to know about with
Mhm.
this case. So, back when this DVR, the temporary domestic violence restraining order, was granted, well, okay, so first of all, to back up even before that, John and Bree shared 50-50 legal custody. And then he got a DVRO and it was granted, but the issue of legal custody was not granted. So they maintained joint legal custody. So, oh, sorry. Sorry. I don't know. I just put my elbow in something and it hurt. Um, anyway, so when she came to California, she had technically every legal right to do so. Outside of the, no, hold on, that's not right. I mean, it was not kidnapping, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it wasn't a criminal issue, it was still a civil issue that needed to be dealt with by the court through a contempt action, which was never filed. The court corrected the issue of it being called kidnapping. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about kidnapping and all this, and if she can fly. And so I'm going to come around about how that's relevant now, because now John has sole legal custody. In the event that she were to leave Texas, it would be considered a felony of custodial interference.
Ooh.
So it's still not kidnapping because she's a parent.
Yeah.
In some states, actually in Texas, it may be like parental kidnapping. But in California, it's custodial interference and it is a felony and she could be arrested for it. And that's when the police can come in and then you hear all these kidnapping things, right?
Yeah.
So it's important to note that the court order it's unsupervised and it doesn't necessarily specify she can't go to California, but it does specify she has to stay in the county surrounding Dallas. And if she does try to come to California, it will be at that point custodial interference. Now, what I do get concerned about with that for the baby is that I wouldn't doubt that she would possibly try it.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens. I think she's been able to get away with things so much that maybe there's a sense of like, it's okay. It'll be fine, you know? So
I mean, she said
now,
it how many times that she'll do it again and again and again. And she's also said, these are all her words, you guys. No judge can tell me where I pushed him out of my JJ. So what judge can tell me where I can and cannot take my child? I'm his parent. I can take him anywhere I want to. So it wouldn't be surprising. Now, I pray to God that that doesn't happen, because again, the trauma that causes of the police having to show up. He's getting older. He's going to start remembering things. Him having to be taken away from her, going in handcuffs. We don't want all that.
yeah. But now, if that happens, like if what happened when she did that, I can't even remember when that was, but like a couple months ago
May.
when she did that,
Mm-hmm.
was that a couple months ago or was that more than that?
No, it was in May
Oh,
24th
dang. Wow.
and 25th. I just read the order. That's how I know.
Okay, so back in May when she did that, it wasn't kidnapping or custodial interference or any of that because number one, the order wasn't signed, the DVRO wasn't signed, and so it wasn't enforceable and it wasn't served. There's all kinds of things, but she still at that point had joint legal custody.
Mm-hmm.
Now she doesn't. Now John has sole legal custody, so if anything like that happens, or if she tries to not return him, or whatever it may be, and also she's not going to be able to leave the country. People might be concerned about that, okay, because I think it's obvious that Santos has ties to Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
but because she's in the CLETS system, she won't be able to do that.
Interesting.
She probably won't even be able to fly. Actually, she would probably pop up in TSA's system.
Oh. If she ever tried to fly with them?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I want to answer this question real fast from the Lady Libra. She said, how will anyone know if Santos is there or not? I mean, technically we wouldn't, but history typically repeats itself, right? Bree and Santos have been two that have never been able to stay off the internet, and Santos will take any and every opportunity, even if it hurts him and or his girlfriend, fiance, friend, whatever, right? He will take every opportunity to put a dig to 2K. I don't see it being very long at all before he posts that he's there. Now, you guys, just again, with this order does not give a whole lot of detail, but it does state that she can do up to a week. So she gets to choose the time. Remember, she has said many times she cannot go that long. It's even a struggle for her to do the 2 hours without Santos. So I cannot see her being away from Santos for a week. So she'll probably keep baby W for a few hours here and there, and then get. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I hope she takes the time with him, and it somehow, some way, it'll come out that he's there. What's Cleats? Yeah, it's Cleats is the California lawyer came in and told us what it is, but it's basically like their system that shows, that she's in a system to say that she has a DVRO against her, she can't fly, etc. Right, Carrie. Yeah, Santos couldn't stay away even with the surprise visits. 2K needs to request a restraining order on Santos. Yeah, he does. Why is she saying that he can move to LA for 3 months? Bree says a lot of things, you guys. I tell everybody. Every single time they have a court hearing, every single time, I will get hundreds and hundreds of DMs, messages, comments, emails, etc. saying, Bree said this, Bree said this. And every single time I tell people, and that's why when I came on today, the first thing I said, unless you hear it read from a court doc, don't believe it. Because she will say a lot of things. There's nothing in there that says he can be moved to LA for 3 months. And let's just say it was, right? That she gets to keep him for the summer in LA. Santos can't be around her. Or around W. What on earth is she going to do? What would she do then? You know what I'm saying? She won't stay away. She can stay away from her child that long, but not Santos. So, yeah. It's not going to happen.
That's actually a really good point that you just said, is that it seems that she can be away from her child, but not Santos. That's telling.
Right. It's crazy to me. And the other thing, too, and I say this all the time, I've seen a couple people, thank you, love. I've seen a couple people say this. It seems as if her hate for 2K is so much more than her love for baby W.
Oh, for sure.
And that you guys, that's very common when you're doing any type of custody cases. That is very, very common. People can't get past the disdain that they have for the other partner instead of thinking about their child. That's why a lot of you guys may not remember, but when me and my baby dad came on and we did our interview together, Rachel, thank you. That's what both of us said was, we got out early. We got out before there was a lot of animosity, right? When we just knew it wasn't work. We were very different, very, very, very different people. It just was not going to work. We got out before there was any animosity, any disdain between each other, which is why 30 some years later, we're still great friends, hang out and get, the kids never have to separate. So it's important. But I truly feel that she felt like 2K was, thank you, Rachel, level 7. 2K was the one, and that was her family. She didn't want the child. She wanted the family, and she couldn't have that. And now she's been trying. Every guy that she's been with since then, she has tried to make the same family with. You know what I'm saying? 8, let's talk.
Oh yeah. What happened?
Would you have done anything different than what 2K's lawyer has done in this case? Ooh, Anza, Carrot, good question.
Yeah, I would have.
She's been very open about that this whole time.
I have. Yeah. I just think it was over litigated. And I think that also matters when it comes to attorney's fees too. But She just over litigated.
Yeah.
And I think that that can sometimes backfire. It did not in this case. Um, but I thought well, it had been calm though. Like it had gotten calm after
Yeah.
she was on supervised visits. Like there were no more filings, but and I think the sad part for me seeing this go down and having familiarity with the attorneys um, is that Bree was completely, completely railroaded. And you can hate her, you can love her, but you have got to acknowledge the fact that she was completely railroaded. Um, Regardless of if it's because of her actions or not, when I see an attorney doing that, I mean, it was filing after you guys. I mean, I was getting on these lives, with you all, and I was saying, I actually, can't, I mean, it's a new filing, and it's like a new 20 to 30 page declaration with,
Mhm.
all this evidence attached. And I'm like, this is like insane.
Yeah.
And um, I don't know. I just, as an attorney myself, I mean, I try to stay away from doing that, especially when somebody's self-represented. I'm not saying she didn't do it to herself. I know I see you all, I see all your comments. It doesn't change the fact that that was unnecessary, right? That's my point. Is like, yes, there was a problem that was occurring, but you didn't. Anyway, the attorney didn't need to file all of these things. The docket got so messed up right when she lost her first attorney.
But okay, so question then, because remember, Bree came on and said she chose not to get a new attorney until April.
Yeah,
That
she's an
was
idiot. I mean, listen, I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to say she.
no,
You
yeah, I
know.
know. No, I have a question though.
Oh
So
yeah.
she wanted to wait until April. So do you think had she kept Mr. Sands or had she got a new attorney right away, would you have still considered it railroading? Because in a sense, all the motions they were
I think it would
stuff
have
that she
stopped.
did. Oh,
No,
you
I think
think?
if she had representation, that it would not have happened. That's why I'm
Mm,
taking issue with it. And that could be for several reasons, right? Because oftentimes, like when I talk to my clients, they'll ask me, like, what do I do in this situation? Now, will she listen? I don't know. But it doesn't matter because an attorney can procedurally understand how to deal with all of it. And that's actually what happened in that situation is that Bree just didn't have any clue at all how to handle the slew of filings that came at her. Again, deserved or not. Um, and as a result, the docket got so messed up. Like it was, oh my gosh, orders were not being signed, orders were being mistakenly signed, orders were being improperly submitted. There was like orders that weren't submitted but needed to be submitted, and I mean it was a mess.
it was a mess. Daria has a good question, and I'm actually curious about this too. Good question, Daria. She says, "AA Law Talk. What would you have done different if you were Bree's attorney?"
Um, I probably would have been much less. So I'm a very aggressive attorney. I'm a very aggressive attorney. And her attorney that she has now is too, but she did it in a way that was like angry. You know what I mean? Like all of the emails and all of the filings were like angry. I mean, does that make sense? And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, I would have just tried to be much more strategic in my responses. Um, but overall, and I think people really hated on her attorney quite a bit. But overall, I think her attorney had a mess on her hands, and this is probably the best possible outcome for them based on the trajectory of the case. But I think that her filings were also a little kind of like half-assed. Grammatical errors, spelling errors, and stuff like that, which is just kind of irks me. Um, but Yeah, I would have had such a different strategy though overall. And when I take clients, oh God, now I'm rambling. Just tell me to shut up if
No, we want to know.
um, I take really difficult cases. So usually my clients are in positions like Bree or worse. Um, and I have a whole like strategy in place that I put in with my clients, and I have them buy onto the strategy when I represent them. And that's actually like a lot of people ask if I represent Bree, and I said pretty quickly no. And the reason is because she would not have done what I would have suggested. I mean, I have my clients going to, you know, certain psychologists, getting evaluations done on their own, going to counseling, getting um, you know, going to parenting classes. Like if Bree were my client, she would have already taken, you know, she would have taken New Ways for Families. She would have taken all of these, you know, courses to make herself be like, hey, yeah, I fucked up. I made a big mistake. Like I made really bad decisions, but now look at me. And she doesn't, and honestly, I wouldn't even have said, yeah, go to all your visits and pay for all the supervision. I think I could have worked with what she did for that, but she had to do the work before this hearing and she just didn't.
Yeah.
And I think that's a function of having a good attorney who looks at the whole entire case, right? Like, how can you best present your client in front of a judge? You have a case in such a messed up status as a result of your client, really, right?
Right.
Um, and so, how can you best position? Because John didn't do any of those things. Well, actually, we don't know that. I don't know that. But I don't think he did.
Yeah.
And so she could have really come to the table with something really impactful.
I agree. Crazy. Okay, so Brittany asked me to read her DM. So she sent me this actually yesterday. Remember yesterday all that mole talk was going around? Do you guys remember? And I kept saying, just you guys with the mole, okay? Leave the mole thing alone. So
I did
this
hear
is
about
what,
that.
oh my gosh, it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth about there's a mole in the camp, there's a mole in the camp, and Santos was saying it, whatever. So, anyways, Miss Brittany under Santos, wait, typically I always ask if I can read it. Shit, I didn't. Is it cool if I read it? Now that I put out there. I know, I have the word now. So she commented, the comment is now gone. She commented under Santos's video, says, plot twist. He, Santos, he's saying this because he is, in fact, the actual mole for 2K this entire time. Only saying this because everyone else thinks it's him, and if it is, my jaw will be on the floor. And then Chris responds back, ding, ding, ding. So, I don't know what that means. Now, it's funny because a lot of us have said that from the very beginning. Remember when 2K and Santos got so close together? Like, they were doing lives all of the time. They were doing all of this different, different stuff. Like, they seemed like they were like that dynamic duo. And then all of a sudden, boom, he ended up with Bree. And now he ends up with all this information. So, interesting that she put that comment. Chris commented, ding, ding, ding. And now that comment is deleted. So, I don't know.
That would be so crazy if it
Wouldn't
was
that be
Santos.
nuts? That he's the one feeding 2K all that information all this time. So beautiful. Yeah. What was the comment? The comment was, wouldn't it be crazy if all this time Santos is actually the mole for 2K and feeding him all the information? Chris responded back, ding, ding, ding. And now the comment's gone. Mop is one of 2K's besties. He's another. That whole group of guys. I don't know how four random people meet on the internet that all have like the world's best hair. Like, how is that possible? They all have hair that's amazing.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? This is not to sidetrack off amazing hair, but could you imagine like having somebody be a mole and then getting them pregnant? I'm sorry, it's not funny. I
That would be
just
crazy. If she really is. If she really is, because a lot of people are saying she's really not. So I don't know. I don't know. I remember, wait, hold on. I remember recently 2K said that Santos texted him first and it would all come out after. He did say that. Yeah, Allison, we were talking about that. How it's so crazy that it went from supervised visits and then her not even utilizing the whole time of the supervised visits to no supervised visits. It would not have done that here either. It's typically done in a step up way. Say what again, Jamie? About what the comment just said? Is that what you mean? You guys, there's so many comments. You guys have to put it all out there. Exactly what it is you guys want me to do. Sorry. I think Santos was feeding John info until the fight with Monk. Possibly. When they were looking at a house yesterday, Santos didn't mention the baby. Yeah, he's been off. He was on live one day and someone said something about his baby mom. He's like, my baby mom's in Texas. And they're like, you got Brie pregnant. He's like, oh, that's right. I have two baby moms. I have two baby moms. Like, he was like, oh, yeah, remember your lines, buddy. I got two baby moms. Mom kept saying yesterday that the days that followed the court case, Santos would be devastated. Did you hear her yelling at the end of Santos's video this morning? No, I haven't seen anything. You guys, during the day when I have the baby, I'm not on at all. I'm not looking at anything. I literally just hopped on live. Just walked in the door. I know I've missed everything. What's the good news? Basically, the DVRO was granted. John has full physical and legal custody. Thank you, Brianna. And she gets unsupervised visitation 1 week out of the month in Texas. That's like roundabout. And they go back to court in January. Do they not have a SAFE program? Does California have a SAFE program like Texas does? I don't know what that
I
is.
don't know what it it's possible we do, but we maybe call it something different. I don't know.
Oh, I will. Okay, thank you, Sid, for bringing that up. For those of you who have been following this from the beginning, I've always said once court is over, I am done. I will not continue to follow it. I will follow it through getting the orders and then, read the transcript and do their interviews they were going to do after. But since court, it's not over. Court has been extended through January. So I will continue to cover it.
People are asking about if the case will be moved to Texas. Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe at some point.
I don't know. You guys, I still don't know about the whole mold situation. Because to be honest, you guys, let's think about this for a second.
That's too crazy. I can't even think about it because it's too insane.
Right. And in this case, do we really need a mole? No, because they literally put everything out there on the internet. Yeah. Angie, will never be over. This is very... I don't know. I hope not, but I truly feel like... I don't know. Let's just see how it goes through January.
I think it'll be over in January.
Yeah.
All they heard, people are asking what's in January. All they did these last 4 days was go over the domestic violence restraining order.
Yeah.
And they submitted evidence about that. And so they didn't get to the actual request for orders. And it sounds like based on Bree's video yesterday, which she doesn't make a lot of sense in her videos, that's okay. It's just because it's a complicated process. So I think people are really hard on her when she says things wrong. It's just complicated. But she made it seem like the judge said it's too early on in the case for me to make like permanent orders, basically. Yeah. And that's a reasonable thing. So
You said that's a reasonable thing?
yeah, it's reason. Well, I don't know. It's not reasonable in this case, but I would say, given the status of the case, it's reasonable
Right.
that she just, made rulings on the domestic violence. People are asking also about transcript. Transcripts aren't typical to come out. Somebody has to buy them, and they're too expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure somebody will. Bree keeps telling when the transcript comes out, and so I'm like, oh, well, are you planning to use it?
Right. The reason why
Oh,
we got the other ones, you guys, is because they were submitted as evidence. Her attorney submitted them as evidence. That's why we got them. But you guys, transcripts are very expensive. They're not like when we order like court docs and stuff. I know at least out here, they're like 25 cents a page, which is not bad. But like the last transcript I read was 233 pages. Let's see.
oh no, they're like $6 here, and the reason is because they're actually court reporter, like
Right.
court. They're not like an FTR, whereas in like Oregon or other, my other
Yeah.
state that I practice in, they're
So just
not.
that would have been $58, but the transcripts are crazy. That one will probably be a couple $1,000, $1,700 for yours. Yeah, because you have 4 days of testimony. They have to type all of that out. You said it's what, like five pages, and the DVRO that we just did that was $233, or sorry, 233 pages. That was only for a day and a half.
Yeah, Kim paid $5.50 a page. Yeah, I think in LA it's about $6.50. I think that's what I said earlier. Is that what I said earlier?
Yeah,
Yeah,
550 or 650.
yeah.
So
It's crazy.
yeah, if they come now, listen, I'm not paying thousands of dollars for for transcripts. Okay, I do not make that much money over here. But yeah, I won't pay if they come out. They always get sent to me. I will read them, but they take a while. Those take a good amount of time. If we do that, if everyone, we'll figure it out. We'll talk. That's down the road. That's down the road. And shit, who knows? Because they have to go back to court in January. Her attorney may submit it again, and we may get it for free. Okay.
I can't imagine that though, because it didn't go well for her. I mean, I don't know. I've seen crazier things
Yeah.
in this case, so.
Oh, remember when you came on AA Law Talk and you're like, oh, well, her attorney is kind of like already in the social media realm or whatever.
Yes.
We found the podcast.
Oh, wait.
We found the podcast. Well, Supervisor Steph over here found the podcast. Listen, have you watched it or no?
No, I haven't, but I knew that they.
Oh my God. So get this. The very first question she has ever asked, I shit you not, I could not even make this up if I wanted to. They do like this icebreaker. The first question she's asked is, what is something you're really good at? Without even skipping a beat. She says, not being a mother.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? For a family law attorney, and then she's like, oh, just kidding. And then she had to think about it. But I'm like, why would that even just fly out of your mouth? Not being a mother? Like, no mother should ever say that, right? But especially when you're supposed to be like advertising that you're now part of Custody Queens and you're a family law attorney, you're going to tell everybody that you're not good at being a mom? Like, what? It just blew my mind.
That is wild.
Yeah, there was several things that she said, and I was just like, what? Yeah. It is on YT. You do have to go back a while. I also have it lit up on my YT as well, but it's just called Custody Queens, and I think it's like it's like over a year old or something. It's like, I think it's called Introducing the New Queens or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, they tried. I don't think they really tried to be big in Orange County. The Custody Queens.
Yeah, I would not.
I even
hire
think
not
that they
one
tried to
of
have
them.
like a show too. Don't quote me on that, but
Oh,
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm actually pretty sure I'm right about that.
I know. I'm almost certain. I'm pretty certain that they talked about. Thank you, Rachel. I am pretty certain that it's in there that they were talking about doing the show or whatever. I just cannot believe that it just flew out, just not being a mom. Just kidding. I'm like, dude, I would have cut that out of the podcast. Ray Yeah, I would
Yeah,
have
I
cut that.
probably would have cut that one out too.
I
Oh,
can't, I pride myself so much in being the best mom and grandmother that I could be. Like that would just never fly out of my mouth, even as a joke. Like it just blows my mind. I don't know.
yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But the yeah, I forgot about the gutsy queens. I'm sorry. I just they really tried hard out here.
Yeah. After
And I'm just
listen.
recalling now their oh, they had like a commercial out too. They were trying to get client anyway, whatever.
Wow. They go back to court after the 3 months. So several people are asking me to read it again. I will read this again, and then when I end, I'll go ahead and read it again. You guys just have to tap through these parts. Okay. So again, this is the order for today. This is the minute order. This isn't like the custody orders. This isn't the transcript. This is short, sweet, to the point. It gives you a very brief synopsis of what happened today. Okay. Nature of proceedings, RE move away order request and restraining orders filed by petitioner. The following parties are present for the aforementioned proceedings: John, Bree, and their 2 attorneys. One's a custody queen. This matter is called for hearing. The petitioner is sworn and testifies. Petitioner request for a domestic violence restraining order is granted. The court orders a permanent restraining order for a period of 1 year. Restraining order is to expire August 27th of 2026. No CLETS report was available to review. Restraining order after hearing. Order of protection. Real fast. So let's talk. Is the DVRO and then the order of protection, are those 2 different?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Restraining order after hearing order of protection is signed by the court and filed. The protected person and the restrained person were at the hearing and agreed in writing to this order. No proof of service is needed. Petitioner, which is John, is granted sole legal custody of W. John is to have primary physical custody of W. Respondent, Bree, is to have visitation with minor child in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties for the first month. Visits are up to 1 week long per month. Respondent's friend Santos is not to be present during the visits. Respondent is ordered to provide the petitioner the locations of where she will exercise her visits. Respondent is ordered to take 12-week parenting class and provide proof of completion to the court. And page 2, it says counsel and parties are ordered to meet and confer regarding visitation prior to continued hearing, and then court sets the case for RFO custody visitation January 6th. So, and again, I will say this one more time. Regardless of what all of that says, to me, this says it all, and this is all that matters right here. Right? They are happy. They know Baby W better than absolutely anybody. They know what is best. And so they're happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. There's confetti all over LA streets for some random reason. And there we go. Yes.
I think it'll be good for Winter to start getting into a routine with her. I just don't know if she's going to be able to provide a routine, which is where my concern comes into play.
Exactly. That's my concern, right? And for I explained this before. For those of you guys that are just hanging in for all this time, I so appreciate you guys. For the new ones coming in, that 7 days does not mean that she gets to pick them. She can, right? She can pick them up on a Monday and drop them off on Sunday, right? But she could also pick them up on Monday for a couple of hours and then maybe not Tuesday, but Wednesday, get him for like 5 hours, and then get him on Thursday for an hour, and then Friday for five, whatever. So she could do that as well because Santos cannot be around. So is she going to go 7 days without Santos, or will she do the 7 days without W? She just talked about how Santos will be allowed after. See, it blows my mind. She's already she has to get out of that thought process. She's more it drives me insane. Just be thankful you get to spend unsupervised time with your child instead of being like, okay, but in 3 months then Santos is going to be there, because in her heart of hearts she truly believes, because she's pregnant by Santos allegedly, that he's family and he gets to be around. That's not the case. The order states no Santos. No Santos. And he's not going to stop. He's still continuing today with his antics. That's going to continue. The judge is going to be like, no.
Yeah, the no Santos thing. I remember when he filed one of his DVROs, and he included text messages between him and Santos, and then after that they became like friends. And so I think that's what, because if I recall correctly, he like actually threatened 2K, didn't he? Like pretty seriously threaten him in text.
Yeah,
like a
many
while
times.
ago.
He just did it just recently. He said he was going to show up at his hotel in LA.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he's done many threats of very serious harm.
yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer, 2K doesn't get to decide that, though. She said, no, come January, 2K needs to make it where it's not here or there visits. It's all or nothing. He doesn't get to decide that. That's on the judge to decide. Now, also, for this September, just because this hearing for the DVR went so long, it could just be that way for for September. They could all come back together and make, thank you for subbing. They could come back and meet in September and figure out October, November, December visitation and have it much more written out, very clearly. But again, is she going to do it? Thank you so much. Just because it's written out there doesn't mean she's going to do it. She has yet to ever, since this has started, since he's even gained 50-50 custody, I don't think she's ever taken advantage of her full visitation time, ever. You guys, the whole mole thing, I think, is a joke that just went crazy. I don't know that there's a mole. So I'm not going to spend time talking about the mole. You guys went way far with the mole yesterday. I was like, I went to sleep dreaming about damn moles. They may want to see if she messes up in September. Very could be. Question, are the terms of full custody temporary? Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I can. So they were ordered through the domestic violence restraining order, which was permanent for 1 year. So if I'm answering your question, like from a purely legal perspective, is it temporary? No, because it's a permanent restraining order, which grants him sole legal custody and sole physical custody. But is there a chance that it could potentially revert back to 50-50? Very slim, but yes. So there will be permanent orders, like for the rest of the baby's 18 years, issued in January.
Brittany, no, I can't. I never stream anybody else's live. Just because I hate it when people do that to me. I don't understand why they do that. But because I'm live, I can't stream another live. But if you guys give me clips, I'm absolutely happy to discuss them. Absolutely. I thought it was, oops, hold on. I thought it was only for, yeah, it is for a year. But what she's saying is basically once it's granted for a year, trying to go back and change that. I mean, she would have to, I think, really prove herself a lot. Right now, her track record is not great. But again, I want to be proven wrong. I want her to be the best mom that she can be. I pray that she actually takes the 12 weeks of parenting class by herself, not on stream, asking them to answer the questions. I truly want her to do it. I want her to, be completely engulfed in it. I want her to want to be an amazing mom and, be present, not being worried about what Santos is doing. I want her only be worried about when she has her child, about what her and her child are doing, not being on live talking to him all the time like she was last time. Kids, when he was always putting his finger in light sockets and falling and getting hurt, and he was sick and she just wasn't taking care of him. I want all of that to stop, and I just want her to be a good present mother because baby W deserves that. Yeah.
He does deserve that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do exchanges. People are asking about exchanges. That's a caveat.
Yeah.
I don't.
As I said, she is choosing Santos over W. Yeah, they'll no speaking the truth over there. You guys, I get asked that. I wish I could get $1 every time I was asked if she was really pregnant. Man, I don't know. I wasn't there. Would it surprise me? No, because they're clearly not using protection. But I don't know. I'll believe it when I see her with a bare baby bump, because when she had W, she had a bare baby bump all the time.
Yeah, she did. She was like mostly half naked the whole time she was pregnant.
Exactly. So once I see that, then I'll believe it. Post they did right after court. She said going to stream baby W. Yeah, and she again, to her, I feel like it's a money thing. I don't know. I think it's sick, but I think if W was a girl, she would want to be a mom. Yeah. I'm sorry, I still feel like she's going to use baby for oh, absolutely, 100%. She absolutely will. Can't say no to her talking. Thank you, I am. She cannot take him to LA. Yes, she cannot take him to LA. She has to stay in Dallas, Texas, or surrounding counties. She cannot. And AA brought up a great point that she will be in their system now since the DVRO was granted, that she likely would not even be able to get on a plane with W. She would be stopped. And if she does take him, it would then be a felony. Remember we were talking, if you guys were here a few days ago, somebody was asking, well, what's the point of even getting a DVR or a restraining order, a protection, or a DVR, whatever, right? What's the point? Because a piece of paper is not going to stop anybody. Correct, it's not. But the difference is once you get a DVRO, like say you get into a DV situation with your significant other, right? That would be the first offense could be a misdemeanor. Once you have a DVRO and you get caught, that's then a felony, at least in my state. Now, I don't know about every other state. Here, if you have a DVRO or you have an order of protection and you break that, it then becomes an automatic felony.
It's not an automatic felony here, but it is serious.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. The order does state Santos cannot be around baby W at all. My pain of this baby is a girl. She will likely fall away. Yeah, I see that too. And you guys also, just this last month when she was doing her 2-hour visits, remember she was like, I needed an 8 to 10 hour nap. I was so excited. I was so tired. I couldn't handle it. I was just so exhausted. How is she going to have him for a week when she was like 3 hours pregnant at the time? How is she going to have him for a whole week when she's like big pregnant, Right. Nanny's her mom. But again, remember, her mom didn't even show for court. Can you explain the part where she gets to bring W back? She does not get to bring W back to LA for 3 months. There is nothing in the order that says she gets to bring it. All it states is that W is to stay in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties. That's it. Listen. You guys can't believe everything Bree says.
Well, hold on. To be fair, she will get. So people are saying she's never going to get parenting time in California. That's not true. She will. The court can't like force her to move to Texas, or I don't know. They'll let her have parenting time in California eventually. I don't think it'll happen in three months though. I don't know what she's talking about. I think she's thinking after the RFO hearing in January that she'll get to bring him to California.
I always say, you guys, until it comes out in a court doc,
Yeah.
we go over here, we go by what the court doc says. I never like to play, well, the what if, well, possibly if this, and this happens. I like to only give out factual information over here and not the what ifs. And right now, the court doc says that Baby W is to stay in Dallas County, Dallas, Texas, and surrounding counties. That's it. There's nothing in there about her taking him to Texas. The baby stays in California. The baby stays in Texas, and Santos is not to be there.
I actually, people are asking about this move away order, and I've been sort of perplexed by it for a while. I don't know why his attorney filed that. It's not necessary. He's already moved. No, the move away order, it's silly.
Well, I think it was filed originally when all of this happened with the 50-50. That's when it was, because remember, he had to stay in California. That's when the move away order was originally.
Right, but that's what I'm saying about the attorney. It should be an amended complaint. No, anyway, whatever. I don't know. It's not a move away anymore. He's already moved. It was a move away. He wanted to take the baby to Texas, but it's already been granted.
If Baby W can go to LA, will she happy for it all? What, Nikki? You confused me there, love. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, she does a lot of rage baiting, you guys. Do you think she will sneak some? Listen, do I think she will? Probably. That would be the worst thing she could do. Do not even try. I truly hope and pray that she just listens to her court order, the court order that's in writing that I just read. Well, that's just a minute order. But when she gets a court order, I truly hope that she sticks to that and doesn't try to bend it. Because again, I truly want her to be a part of her child's life. But at this point, I almost feel like I'm wanting it more than, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so weird about this, though, is like, why would she pay so much money for an attorney and then just blow it by? Oh gosh, I mean, I don't know. I have to think she's going to listen to the order. I don't know, but I'm laughing because I actually don't know. But I can't imagine a person paying so much money just to throw it all away.
We can never answer a forever question, you guys, because they can always go back to court, file new orders, whatever. Santos will 100% be around, Baby W, so much. If she has Santos around, the first time Santos is around, they're going to slip up and they're going to post it, put a picture up, it'll be streamed, whatever. I did, Nikki. I did not understand your comment at all. I just read it, love. I did not understand it. Can you type it again? And all he has to do is then his attorney will file a motion, and she'll probably end up losing out. What would she be held in contempt or potentially lose parenting time? I don't know what would be.
I don't. I hesitate even answering that question because I don't want any ideas for them. But it'll impact her January hearing. I'll just say that.
If Baby W can go to LA, will she have to pay? I can't answer. I can't answer that, Nikki, because Baby W's not going to go to LA. But I guess, yeah, she would have to pay for his flight, all that stuff. Or are you saying? I guess I'm so. Are you saying if she takes him to LA, like like in September when she's supposed to be in Dallas? Are you saying if she picks him up for that visit and then takes him to LA? Are you saying would she have to pay? I is that what you're asking? Yeah, Jess. The more detailed court orders will be out in a few days. Then I'll be able to give you a whole lot more information. I have a feeling. Um,
She's gonna have to pay for all of her travel out there and to see him and everything. So
yeah. Yeah, she missed out on that great luxury that she had that 2K paid for absolutely everything. That
yeah,
was,
I don't. She just really just.
man.
Yeah, she was. As an attorney, I just think about how well positioned she was in the very beginning, and just how quickly she just flailed down. I can't. I can't quite understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine too. Well, I haven't seen all the evidence, so I guess there's that. But, you know, I can't imagine that stipulation. That's where it kind of went down for her. The stipulation for him to be in Texas.
Yeah.
She won't have to pay his attorney's fees, at least not right now. But I don't think that will be granted. It's possible, though. It's possible that it will, but I just don't think it will. And it would probably only be a portion of them.
Yeah. I don't know. It is a lot, but yeah. Well, in a few days we'll have the orders out and we'll have a whole lot more information. Thank you, love. Mike, I love that. Ruby said she'll be able to stream Baby W on Kick without 2K's permission.
Yeah, she probably will. I don't know. I mean, I would think that the restraining order would address that, but maybe
What
not.
what blows my mind, I also grasp I'm much older, right? So I clearly have a different thought process. I cannot fathom after a year and a half of fighting to be able to see my child. I get on and instantly say, I'm gonna be able to go live, you guys. I'm gonna be right back over there on K where all the P3DOs are. I'm gonna be over there and I'm gonna have my baby on there that I like. That's to me is mind boggling. That would not be the first thing I anyways, I don't know.
I feel like there's got to be something that was said about that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have a feeling, you guys. Again, the minute orders are very, very vague. It gives us just a little bit of information. I think once we see the DVRO and once we see all the limitations, there may be a whole other side to that. Because remember, Bree likes to only listen to certain words. She doesn't listen to the whole thing. She likes to listen to certain words. Okay, so let's wait and see. I mean, who is Gunner in my chat? Wait, hold on. Are you talking about in my chat? Someone's making racist comments. I would hope not in my chat. Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, whoa. Everyone knows I am not okay, thank you. I was like, there's no way. And it doesn't surprise me. That's sick. That's disgusting. Again, that's why Bree was not allowed on my platform because of her racial comments or homophobic comments. The fact that she supports somebody with a stolen valor, that is why she was not allowed on my platform, and that's just the end of that. So, Leah, I said it real quick, man. I was like, wait, what? I was in the midst of saying something, and I saw that, and I forgot what I was saying because I was like, absolutely not over here. Bree made racist comments about people will be sick, sickening. And again, isn't she supposed to be celebrating? Wasn't this a win? Like, I don't understand why are you even over there making? Why are you even talking about MOP? I don't understand. I will never understand. So I'm congested. Bree said she won. So did we go with her? I'm lost. Wait. She won. So did W go? No. The DVRO was granted. 2K has physical and legal sole custody of the child. She gets visitation. I see ya. I see a comment. Hold on, let me see. It might have been oh, there you go. that was it. So she gets unsupervised visitation in Texas for 1 week. Now, that 1 week does not mean that she can pick him up. She could pick him up on a Monday and drop him off on a Monday, or however that 7 days would go, Monday to Sunday, whatever. But she can also choose to have him a couple hours here and a couple hours there, a day here, because Santos cannot be around baby W. So how long can she go without Santos? I've heard people have come over and said, and I don't typically like the people jumping back and forth between lives telling people what people said or whatever. I don't really like that, you guys. But someone came in and said that because she can't have Santos, so she's going to take Chrome and Ruby with her to every one of her visits. Why can't you just spend time with your son? I don't know. It can be 7 consecutive days if she wants it. But thus far, she has not, since this has started, she has not utilized all of her visitation time. Absolutely. And so like all about content. She says she's streaming him because nobody can stop her. I can't wait for the DVR to come out and say she can't stream him.
Yeah, it may say. I mean, I think it's got to, because I don't know.
And again, like those right there are the comments of the judges. The judge is not gonna like. No, Bree cannot take baby W to LA.
Well, they might agree on it.
Visits are in Texas. Now, if it comes out when they go back to court in January, or her and 2K agree that she can take them, then possibly, but no. With 2K having sole legal custody, he should be able to stop her from streaming him. Yeah, it's not that easy, guys.
I mean, I think should he? Yes, he should be able to, but she still has like parental rights, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's a weird one. The filming of content, I agree, Taylor. I saw your comment, filming content, but I don't know, the streaming thing, it's weird. Actually, it's kind of a novel issue because we don't really have any law. I mean, streaming wasn't a thing when, you know, all of our statutes were created. So
she could go to the... See, that's the thing that gets me. And I know she does a lot of this stuff for rage bait and whatnot, but in reality, these comments, we know she's true. Lisa says she joked about 2K coming to babysit W so she could go club while she was streaming with W for days. That's crazy to me. User asked if I could start from the beginning. No, love. We've been filming for 2.5 hours. It will be up on my YT later, but I'm not starting from the beginning. Sorry. Not doing it. I'm going to be going to bed here very shortly. It could still work, granted, with the situation. Yeah, I don't know. We will definitely, I have seen many people after custody battles not allowed to post their kids because of, yeah. Well, I think with this, it's going to have to be in an order.
Yeah, once we clarify that.
Yeah, once we read the orders, you guys, those will come out in a day or two. We'll read those orders and then we'll know. Yes, he has full custody. My YT is the same as my TikTok, Angie W1470. Much more to come, absolutely. It hasn't been requested for her to be tested. And in reality, the last few, like lately when I've seen her, she doesn't seem like she's under the influence. I wouldn't, if I was, a part of it, I wouldn't test her right now either. Now, a while ago, yeah, that's one thing that makes me think that maybe she is pregnant, is because she doesn't seem to be under the influence like she was. I don't know. He also got physical, yeah. Ayla, Breeze, Fan are saying that sole custody isn't full custody. Oh. Yeah, listen to Breeze fans, not the family law attorney from California. She actually practices in 2 states. Toot, I'm gonna toot her horn for her. But in California, don't listen to the family law attorney from California. Listen to Breeze fans; they'll tell you everything you need to know. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I know, it's crazy. Jack is online and said the DVR.
I will say, I do think that that's Bree's biggest problem is that I don't know if it's intentional or not, but she just doesn't seem to understand at all court orders.
Did you hear her say that she just turned 25, and so on her 25th birthday, her frontal lobe became fully developed, and anything and everything that she had done prior to that day, she should not be held accountable for?
Oh gosh.
I'm like, can you imagine, like, if that was a real defense? All of my clients, because obviously are 16 to 24. Shit, throw out all their cases. Throw them all out. Frontal lobe's not developed. Now, it doesn't count for 2K because he also just turned 25, so I don't know about him. But I was like, she can't be for real.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I had 3 kids at 25. My frontal lobe, developed or not, them kids was well taken care of, okay? Golly. Yeah, that's Jessica. I agree with you there. Apparently she's already over there talking shit about 2K. So I'll be curious to see what the DVRO says in regards to that. Hi, Sunflower Girl. People would have a field day. Yeah, I don't know. All right, do you guys have any other questions? I can read it. If anyone else is new, I can read it one more time if need be.
You're so gracious.
I'm tired. I go right from, like, as soon as they come home, get the baby, I leave their house, I come to my house, and I hop on live. I haven't even had dinner yet. Nothing. I'm ready to eat, take a shower, go to bed. I'm exhausted. You can pull up the DVRO paperwork. That is blank, pretty obvious. That will be filled out. Right. Yeah, the orders, everything's not done yet. So I know it's separate. But if she gets looked at. Oh, there was something else I want to talk to you guys about, though, that wasn't this. What was it? Hold on. Let me look and see.
Bree does not have 25% custody. Is that what she's saying?
Stop.
No, I don't know if that's what she's saying. I'm asking.
Oh my god.
Somebody asked if she has 25% custody. She does not.
She said I wouldn't put it past her to say that.
I wouldn't either. Yeah, she did say that. They said, yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's intentional, but it's her biggest downfall, to be honest. Yeah. Well, maybe not the biggest, actually. I could probably think of some other ones.
Yeah, but even if she doesn't understand what the orders are, she has an attorney that she's paying for. She needs to go to her attorney. Angia will hop back on and read the minutes again if anyone wants me to. I'm actually going to hop off. I'm exhausted. I'll do my cut. But if you want to go, do you want to go live on your page? I can send them over there. I'll read it again. I think AA answered most of the questions. But yeah, if you want to go live, I'll promote your live over there and you can go live over there. But yeah, I'm kind of done for the day. I think they're confusing custody and visitation. Agree. Maybe in her mind.
But even still, I think the order says 2K has sole physical. She just has visitation. So she doesn't even have, like, 25% physical custody. She has no physical custody, just visitation.
Yeah. Yeah, she was in court today. She said that the judge said in 3 months. You guys, let's not. Okay, yeah, that's why I need to end my court, because the back and forth of going,
Yeah.
that stuff I can't. Until it comes out in a court doc, that's when I will address it. That's it. So.
Well, I apologize for being MIA for the last few months, but
No,
it's been
you
a
told
pleasure to
us.
chat with you. I know I did, but
I'm still waiting for you to accept my friend request, though.
wait, you guys, I don't know what's wrong with my thing. Like I can't, it doesn't work right.
Oh
Somebody
no.
told me I need to reset my, like remove my, like delete the app and then re-download it.
Oh no. Maybe
But
I
that
don't
was
know.
like how many months ago? Back in May?
Yeah, listen. I still barely know how to work mine. Okay, I'm just saying.
But yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're back. I definitely. I know I got so many emails because you were on somebody else's live, and they're like, "Oh, AA Law Talk turned against you."
I
And
was
I'm
on
like,
somebody else's live.
no, you were commenting on somebody else's live, and said person hates me with a passion. And I'm like, you guys calm down. She didn't.
Oh my God, who? Wait, I don't even.
Oh,
Wait,
I
you can
can't
tell me who
message you
later.
because.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know who.
Yeah,
It is possible that I have, because I will pop in like from time to time, and if I hear something, I'll comment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. They sent to me. I'm like, you guys, I absolutely fully agree on that. And all you had said was that you
Wait,
felt that
somebody hates you? I went on somebody's live who hates you.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I was
It's so
definitely
funny.
not on a live though. I was probably just commenting.
Yeah, you were just commenting, and everyone's
Oh,
like,
that's funny.
"AA Law Talk is over at blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "What?" And at first I thought it was that you're on there too, and I was like, "Well, you guys, she can do what she wants to," and I know that she's like super busy, and they're like, "She's turned against the sock gang," and I'm like,
Oh
no.
my God, no.
It was
No,
so
no,
yeah,
no.
it was so funny,
No.
but then
I
it was
just
just
didn't know.
yeah, it was just purely because of whose live it was. So yeah, it was quite hilarious.
Oh, now I'm dying to know.
Oh,
Okay, somebody's gonna have to tell me.
I can't message you. How would I do that?
I know. I'll figure it out. I'll reset it tonight. I'll restart it tonight.
Okay, yeah, and then I'll message you and tell you.
Okay.
All right, love. Thanks for coming up and joining. Come up when we get the actual orders. Come up then too. Okay.
Yes, I will. I will.
All right. All right, love. Have a good night.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Okay, you guys, Heather said that she's willing to go live if you guys still want to talk about this and ask questions. I'm exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted today. I'm going live to read and answer questions. Yeah, so if you guys want to go to Heather's, you guys can absolutely positively do that. She's right there. Make sure you guys follow her. If you don't follow me, make sure you guys follow me. I will be live again. I go live every single night. And as soon as the orders come out, then I will go over those. That is when it's hard answering questions just based off of a minute order because we get very limited information. So once we get the orders, we'll be diving in. Okay? I hope you guys all have a great night. Love you so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow.